everybody, it's Leslie with just a little video for you in a workshop. And this prompted me to do this as I had, it seems like sometimes people come with the same problem, different people, kind of problem. And I've had a lot of people say to me, maybe it's Christmas coming, January, February, they're searching for themselves. They're really searching for themselves. And so I did some research on that too, and of course I had known that, but so here's just, if you're a person searching for themselves, or you get so far and you think you're doing better, but you have to do more and more, and you're not happy with yourself, this is a way to figure out who you are, or to find out who you are. And here's just some ideas and some thoughts for you, some help. And if you may resonate with this, you may not, but it's 6 ways to figure out for sure who you are. And be true is one of my biggest mantras. But to do that, you need to know how to figure out who you are. And I have to tell you, people keep searching and searching and searching. I'm going to start with this, and this I'm stealing, but Wayne Dyer, who was a great self-help person to help you through things like this. People keep striving and striving, and so many people strive to find out who they are, and could they do better, and could they do better. He said, quit striving and start arriving. And I think that's so true. Quit striving to find out who you are. Know if one of those things really fits with you, do it, and do it well, and enjoy your life. Figuring out who you are is a lifelong quest for many of us. And I find most people that feel this way overthink things very much, and they're never satisfied with what they are, what they find. If you feel lost right now, or as if you're acting a part of someone else's life story, it's time to begin your journey. And of course I have everything written because, and typed, because it's too much for me to remember. The good news is that you don't need to quit your job to travel to an ashram or to begin this work. You can start right now, digging into the layers of your identity and uncovering a path towards a meaningful and purposeful life, a driven life too. The role you perform for others, your career identity, your likes and dislikes, these create a patchwork of ideas about who you are. But they may not reflect who you truly are, your authentic self, who you want to be. These things can be clues, as they also be a function of trying to please others, and overcoming that is important. And there's a way to please others, but then there's another way to please others, and so many of us really do whatever we can to make someone think we please them. But first thing you need to do is please yourself, and then that pleasing others, it changes. It is pleasing others, but it's in a different sense. It's more like respect and asking people's choice, but not trying to please others because they'll like you. And the environment you grew up in is important, very much. As adults, we have the opportunity to question our beliefs and our behavior. Ask ourselves where they came from. In the process, we can decide what to keep and what to change. And it's what you want to do in your heart. When you have a clear idea of who you are and your values, you make better decisions and create a life you want. In this article, I share actionable ways to figure out who you are and apply this knowledge to lead a happier and prosperous life. And the main thing is to find your core values and beliefs. Why are core values important? Every building needs a strong foundation. You can build a beautiful home, but it will fall apart without a solid base. This same goes for your values, just like the base of a home. Your core values provide solid groundwork, which will govern all the choices, actions, and behaviors that you make. Once you understand your values and beliefs, you can build a life you want. Look back at times when you took a stand, when you regret that you didn't take a stand too. Consider people you collect as your heroes and what they stand for. You'll notice common themes between these and their deep identity. one thing I have to tell you, sometimes it takes quite a lot of years to really know who you are, and maybe know who you are, but to accept it and have the self-confidence that you need and want to function. It's so many people do everything to please other people because they'll like them, as I said. You want them to like you because of what you're doing. You really want them to like you because you're you, and you want to feel that way and self-confident. It's kind of like you feel people are saying something about you, you feel bad, you lament about it for a while, but then when you know who you are, you're going to say, that's their problem, not mine, because you'll know who you are, and it's not true, most of it. In other words, part of identity comes from within, and it's true. It can also result from outside influences, like our environment and the people around us. And you need to let yourself grow. Your identity isn't fixed. Who you are changes with new experiences and lessons learned. Sometimes you have to learn how to reinvent yourself. Sometimes that happens 2 or 3 times in a lifetime, to adapt to shifting goals as you change as a person. And that's so, so true. I hope I'm not boring you with this. I really hope I'm not. And it's quite, excuse me, I have my pages mixed up here, so I'm not doing very well. I wasn't very well. It's keeping me organized. I thought this was organized. Most people assume who they are remains in the same thought life. It's kind of the end of history. We think of our preferences and beliefs won't change 5, 10, 20 years from now, but this is a delusion, a real delusion. Your values are likely to change in the very near future. Why does this matter so much? Many changes happen gradually under the radar without even noticing it. In your 20s, you might have chosen a study practice, science or practice. Within age 30, your preferences have changed. You feel unhappy and you can't quite figure out why. You carry on, stuck without realizing that it's time to explore a new passion in art, music, or whatever creative things, whatever you'd like. So I recommend reevaluating your dreams from time to time by examining your current goals, and that's very important, and see if you're getting there, and if you're not, if you're happy where you are, you can see daily habits will take a thought in that direction. It's maybe time to refocus. And you need to change your environment, not yourself sometimes. Our environment impacts who we are. Friends, family, community, and work environment. The people who we interact with and situations faced on a regular basis dramatically influence our thoughts and motivation and mood. That's good news. It means by changing your environment, you can make positive changes. You can bring your environment into alignment with your values instead of struggling to fit into your environment. One way you change your environment without drastically changing your life is just spending more time with the supportive, loving people that share your values. If it's not possible to bring your values into your present environment, you may need to start exploring bigger changes. Relocating to a city, a different collective, a different support group, switching careers in setting that inspires creativity and teamwork to bring those values to the forefront. Example, advertisers on this phenomenon often influence our values without even us realizing it. We get the urge to buy a luxury car, start a family, or look a certain way, not knowing whether these things actually matter or if we just saw it on TV. That's where self-awareness is key. When you understand your values and who you are, it's easier to differentiate whether you really want something or if you're really told you want something. Those are very good points in this. Overcome limited thinking, and that's please overcome overthinking. It's really important because you overthink, you get from one thing into another. You think one way, and then all of a sudden you think the other way. Overthinkers do that very much. So just think one way if you can, It's good to think of both sides of it, don't get me wrong, but if you focus on something and it takes you weeks, months to get over it, it's not letting you get ahead to know who you are. Let's say you have always told yourself that you were shy, perhaps because of difficulty making friends when growing up. But socializing, like any other skill, can be learned. While you may have felt shy at 6 or 16, as an adult you have gained experience to feel comfortable speaking in front of a group or meeting new people. Still, you continue to tell the story in your head, you're shy and socially awkward. So you avoid networking events and social gatherings. You can see how this would hold you back from opportunities and realizing your potential. That no longer serves you. Self-criticism, perfection, and binary thinking are only patterns that can keep you from showing up as your authentic self in all areas. Challenge yourself to this. It's not easy to do. Challenge yourself to changing your environment, making things happy for you. You'll feel you're a better self doing this. You'll find it a lot easier to play your strengths and lead a life that will bring you joy and fulfillment. Over time, it can feel even second nature. Unfortunately, we gain most of our impression passively in everyday situations through a biased lens. We constantly monitor our own performance, comparing with others, and rate ourselves based on our very little feedback. As a result, we hold ourselves back from our situation. We remind new strengths and create new possible identities. Balance your identity with an open mind. What outside influence can open this up to you, to new perspective to you. But they can also get you in trouble if you don't know your personal boundaries. Before long, you find yourself thinking and living according to what other people value and think, rather than what makes you happy. So remember to keep an open mind. But it's not too open. It's a good approach to life with an open heart and willingness to try new things. But sometimes that can go too far. When you understand your core values, you have a better idea how to balance an open mind while you're still living according to who you are. Remember, figuring out who you are can take time and experience. Sometimes we don't know who we are until something or someone reflects back to us on pieces of our own truth. When we finally learn this authentic self, it increases your chances of success and living a joyful and meaningful life. And it also increases you knowing who you are, and knowing that will bring you to a full value of who you are. And you'll feel the difference sometimes slowly. You won't even recognize it as far as it's making a difference. But all of a sudden, you'll realize that you're who you are, and feel good about it. And the main thing it's going to bring to you is confidence in who you are and what you do. And again, you don't have to give things, please people for them to like you. Just find out who you are and your core values, and it'll be the same. They'll like you. You'll do things to please them, but in a much different way, because you want to, not because you want them to like you. So I hope this has helped anyone thinking that it's a big challenge and problem for most people. In fact, it happens to most all of us at some time in our life. I mean, from probably 18 on to 80. And some people are still striving. And again, my main message here is quit striving and start arriving, and know that you're you, and you're fine. You're just wonderful. You don't have to keep striving for 30, 40, 50 years. Okay, thank you. I hope it's helpful. Have a good day. Bye-bye.